Well, good morning. It looks like we're live, and I have a green light and good internet. So I welcome you today to this comeback yoga class. We'll be starting in 5 minutes. So if you have a yoga mat or an exercise mat and a yoga block or a stool, we'll be using those props today. But I'll re announce that again in 5 minutes when we get started for this all levels comeback yoga class. I hope you're doing well. And if you are live right now and would like to share something in the chat, please do so. And then we'll get started in 5 minutes. All right. I'd like to share from a book called Zen Soup Morsels of Wisdom from Great Minds, East and West. This is on right thinking. Right thinking is a critical element of the Buddhist way of enlightenment known as Noble Eightfold Path. Thoughts, as Emerson put it, rule the world for the simple reason that thoughts determine feelings and actions. We can think ourselves into happiness or even into a depression. We can think ourselves into health or even illness. We can think ourselves into peace of mind or a raging fury. We can think ourselves into a narrow, limited world characterized by procrastination and paralysis, or we can think ourselves into a noble, creative life and the actions that give it shape and substance. If we only take care of our thoughts, our feelings and actions will take care of themselves. For better or worse, we give to others the fruits of our own thinking. By the same token, we are influenced by the thinking of those with whom we associate. It certainly helps to make friends with people who have made friends with their own minds. Observe people who are chronically bored or even depressed, and you might find that they dwell on negative thoughts. Observe people who are consistently happy, creative, and productive, and you might find remarkable similarities in the quality of their thinking. By thinking, we create our individual and collective experience of reality. Changing our thinking for the better improves the quality of our own lives, and in doing so, uplifts all around us. We'll get started here in just a couple minutes, so getting yourself comfortable, and we'll begin in just a moment. All right. Well, we've got top of the hour, so we're going to go ahead and get started. My name is Tonya, and this is a Comeback Yoga All Levels class. Comeback Yoga is a nonprofit organization that serves veterans, active duty military, and support team. So, whether you're coming to us live or whether you are joining us on the replay, we welcome each and every one of you. Wherever you are in the world, whatever time of day, uh, and whatever headspace you're in, we welcome you. This is a 45 or 50-minute all levels yoga class, and we'll be doing some warm ups, some movements of the joints, and then we'll be doing a few standing poses, and then back down onto the ground for just some stretching. At the end, then we'll have about 10 minutes of a relaxation session, also a mindfulness meditation that will be done in a comfortable position, could be lying down, sitting, or in some cases, maybe even standing if that's better for you. So get familiar with your own surroundings. Feel that you're in a secure location because I might invite you to close your eyes on occasion. Additionally, getting familiar with my own space here, I would be referring to this side of the room as the window and this side of the room as the plants. If you have a yoga mat or an exercise mat, you'll need that today. And you can place it on the same orientation as mine, and that way that we are mirroring one another if that feels like a comfortable way to do it for you. As always, be sure to track sensations throughout the practice today so that if there feels like there's some uh, maybe something that feels overwhelming or maybe some issues maybe in the tissues, some really strong sensations, you want to be able to monitor that through the breath. So making sure that you are breathing, but also making sure that, to self-regulate essentially. And this is one of the things that we teach in comeback yoga is learning those tools of self-regulation. So coming to this practice just with an open mind as well as just who you are. I welcome you just coming as you are. So you won't need, well, if you have a yoga block, that could be helpful today, or just a stool or a table. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to come down onto our back. And again, if you feel like you need a blanket or something under your back, then go ahead and do that and grab that. You could draw the knees into the chest, maybe, or have your feet down on the floor. It never fails when I lay down, I have a spontaneous yawn. Seems to happen every single time. Anyways, just allowing those spontaneous things to occur is usually an indication our system just needs to release something, so let it happen. Placing your feet down to the ground and to start to move your legs side to side. And then allowing them to be still, letting the knees fall together. So we're going to just create a little audible sound. It's kind of like a ha sound, like you're sighing, but it's going to be more like a like a hmm. So just a hmm. So on your next exhalation, let's just go together. It'll sound like this. Hmm. Breathing in and exhaling. Hmm. Hmm. Can even think of it as like a bumblebee. Do 2 more. One more. And then just relaxing, finding stillness, and noticing any effects of that humming breath. All right, and go ahead and roll to your side so that you're facing the screen. You can have your head resting on your bottom arm, or if it's more comfortable, to place it on a pillow or a blanket. And you can use your top hand for stability. You're going to take the top leg and stretch it up to the ceiling, and then lower down, and then bring it in towards the chest or shoulder and back up. So we'll do this direction about 3 more times. You can also come up onto the elbow if that is better for your shoulder. It's one option. And then let's go the other direction. If you want to go a little faster than what I'm doing, and just kind of noticing your range of motion or even the angle. All right. And now straighten it out and straighten your bottom leg. And I'm going to bring your top foot into or on your bottom thigh. I'm going to hold this here. You can use your top hand for support, or if you would like to challenge yourself, your top arm can come up overhead for a side lying tree pose. Your hand can be in front for more stability. And go ahead and grab that top ankle and bring your knee back behind your hip. You can bend the bottom leg for more stability. And then bring both knees out in front of your chest. And slowly press up, and we'll take that sequence to the other side. So starting with the knees bent out in front of you, or you could straighten your bottom leg. We'll straighten out the top leg, bring it up towards the ceiling and in and down. So you can kind of circle through the hip there and just taking your leg as high as you like. And we'll go the other direction. And then straightening out your bottom leg and bringing your foot either onto your calf. You could even bring it to the floor or bring it up high. And if you like a little bit more challenge, bring your top arm up overhead and straighten out those arms. And then grab your shin or your ankle, move your leg behind you or in line with the hip, somewhere thereabouts. And release. Coming onto your stomach and resting your head on the hands. Breathing down and in, and we'll make that humming sound here. Two more. Last one. All right, bring your hands behind your shoulders, elbows bent, coming into a cobra, lifting the chest and lowering down. Two more times, lifting your chest, pushing into your hands and lowering down. One more time, coming up and down. Tuck your toes and press up and come back towards the heels. Stretch your arms forward, coming into child's pose. You can have straight arms or bent, and your hips can stay up in the air or drop them towards the heels. And walk your hands back to your feet, coming into a forward fold. Feet about hip distance apart, nodding your head. And bending your knees, come all the way up to stand. Taking a moment to get your bearings. All right, and facing the long edge of your mat. Stepping your feet out wide. And we can heel toe maybe so that we go a little bit wider. And just kind of circle the shoulders, circle the other way. And then back. Placing your hands onto your legs. Side bend. Side bend. Forward or side to side. And then coming to center. Bring your hands to your shoulders or shoulder height, and then take your arms out to the sides. Back to shoulder height and out to the sides. And bring them to the chest and out to the sides. One more time. In and out. And then lower down. Turn your leg out facing the window. Toes pointing forward and heels more or less aligned. Sweep those arms up and out and bend your knee, warrior two. Tracking sensations in the legs and in the knees, adjusting so there isn't any pain in the knees. Reverse your warrior, taking your arm up to the ceiling for that side bend. Sliding your hand down and then up, down, and up, and down, and up. And then open the arms and straighten your legs. Turn your toes forward and turning your other leg out. Hands to the chest, elbows out. Inhale and exhale. Pushing down into the foot. Both feet anchored equally. And then reach your arm up. Slide down and up. Down and up. Down and up. And then straightening up, turning the feet forward, hands back to the chest, opening up your arms. We're going to tip forward and twist, coming down towards the floor, or maybe touching, and then coming back up. You can have a little bend in the knees, turn and twist. Back up, bending the knees, turning, twisting, back up, turning, twisting, and back up. And then let's give those arms a rest. Give yourself a hug and bend the knees, roll down to a forward fold. Heel toe your feet together, coming into a forward fold. And from here, bend your knees, coming into chair. Sweep your arms forward, and then bring your palms together. Open your arms to a twist, to center, and to twist, to center, and to twist, and we'll hold, pushing your hand against your knee, dropping those hips back and down, back to center. One more time, twist. And then coming all the way up, stretch up through those arms, lean back just a little bit. And release down. From here, taking the knee closest to the window, you're going to lift the knee and circle out. So kind of stay up onto the toes, kind of like we did when we were lying on our side. And then we'll do the other side. Going out and around, kind of getting some movement in your ankle and your toes, and going the other way. And let's do the other side again. Going both directions. Feel that rotation of the ankle joint as well as the hip. And let's do the other side one more time. And relaxing the jaw as well. And breathing other way. All right, good. And then coming up onto the toes and down. Coming up and down. We'll add arms, lift up and down. Lift up and down. Lift up and hold. Coming up onto those toes. And then start to bend your knees, moving the hips back and bringing those arms parallel. Lower the heels and fold forward. Bend your knees and come all the way back up to standing. Press your palms up and then release your arms. We'll do our warrior sequence again. So walking those feet out, hands at the chest, elbows back, turning your leg out towards the plant or the window, open your arms. Reach out through the arms, look past your fingertips and bend your knee, coming down to a comfortable stance and push down into those feet. Maybe you found that you're a little warmer now. You can deepen the stance, shin vertical, knee over the ankle, push down into both feet. Reversing your warrior, reaching that arm up, and maybe sliding your hand down, up and down. We're going to add triangle this time. So straightening up that leg. Keep your arm reaching up, side bending, and then little bend in the knee. Keep pushing down into the feet, reaching, 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 coming long. Maybe your hand comes to your shin or your thigh. You could also use a block or a table and reach your top arm up. Push down, open up warrior two, and straighten out the legs, turning your feet forward. Let's turn out to the other side. Got a little crick in my knee. All right. So hands to the chest, opening up the arms and bending the knee. See if you can find a little bit more in this, finding that balance between effort and ease, pushing down into the floor, rising up towards the ceiling or the sky. Looking at the fingertips, take your arm up to the ceiling and sliding your back hand down and up. But keep reaching that top arm up. Last one. And then straighten out that front leg. Push down into the toe bounds. Reach up and keeping it long. Reaching, 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 reaching. And just till you cannot reach anymore. Maybe your back arm stays here, or maybe it's comfortable to bring it up towards the ceiling and coming down, maybe even a little bit more. And putting a little bend in the knees, straightening up the legs, turn the toes forward, cross your arms, bend your knees, and come forward and down. Maybe straightening out the legs here. Releasing your arms and come all the way up to stand, heel toe or push off and bring those feet back to together under the hips. We're going to come into tree pose. So here's where maybe you have a table or a wall. But first, we're going to circle the ankle and the knee again. And go the other way. Other foot. Just pivoting on the toes. Going the other way. We'll stretch the tops of the feet. All right, let's do it. So again, finding something to kind of hold you up in case, but we'll try it without today. So kind of putting a little bit more weight in one leg and lift up at the same time while you're pushing down. And then see if that foot, maybe the toes touch the floor, heel can be on the ankle, maybe your foot comes to your calf, or maybe you bring it up above your knee. Draw the feet and the legs together and see if you can get a little bit taller, a little bit longer as you anchor down into that foot. Reaching the head towards the ceiling. You can even bring your hand onto your head and push your head against your hand. And release. Come down and pause. Well done. Standing on one foot isn't always easy. It's really important to track sensations in the breath as we are in the posture. All right, shifting your weight to the other leg, push down and either float the foot off the floor, drawing the feet and the leg together. Maybe it comes up strong through the midline. And you can choose an arm position. Maybe one arm goes up, maybe both arms go up. You could also bring that hand to the head and push your head against your hand, getting really tall so you feel yourself just really light up. Well done. Bravo, bravo. All right. So let's take those feet a little wider and fold down over the legs. And bringing yourself down to the ground and dropping the knees into a 90-90. So you have one knee like so, the other knee bent off to the same side. We'll turn towards the front knee and come down onto the forearms. You might like to stay here. You could also work your back leg straight and come a little bit more square or towards the front foot. So you'll be more working to the outer hip. We'll take 3 more breaths here. And coming upright, and everyone, go ahead and bring your back leg in. You're going to grab the ankle for a quad stretch. You can draw the heel in towards your bottom. You can also move your leg back for a little bit more of a stretch for the quad. You could also come down onto the forearm here. We'll come on upright, straighten out your bottom leg, and bring your top foot around for a seated twist. So we'll hold on to the shin or the ankle or even the foot and turn towards the window. And turn to face me, bringing your back hand onto your foot and straighten your leg forward or to the side. Your back arm out to the side. And you can kind of use your foot and your hand to kind of rock forward and back. And then take that leg all the way down, crossing at the ankles, and fold over your legs. Coming all the way up. And switch legs. Taking your foot across and turn, lifting up nice and tall and turn. Looking over that back shoulder, noticing what's on the wall or noticing what's on the floor or the ceiling, focusing on that object. Coming around and grabbing your foot with your back hand. And your knee can be bent here or straight. And again, it can be across or out front. Maybe your other arm goes back. You can kind of rock forward and back. And then lowering your leg all the way, coming into a fold. And coming on upright. All right, we'll lay down onto our back now. You can grab the back of your legs first, coming into a little fold here. You can hold on to the fronts or the back of the legs. And then when you're ready, roll down and place your feet down to the floor, about outer hip distance. And walk your feet now out to the edge of your mat. Let the knees fall together. Stretching your arms out to the sides. Lower your knees to one side and look away from the legs, past your hand. And coming through center to the other side and looking out towards the other arm. And coming back to center. And lowering down. I'm going to do a brief tapping exercise. So if you wear glasses, you can take them off. And we're going to tap lightly the very top of our head. And then tap the brow. And then the cheekbones, just real lightly. And then above the lips, below the nose. And then at the chin. And then tapping below the collarbone. The side of the wrist. The other wrist. Tapping the armpit, the side waist, the other armpit, the side waist. And then letting your hands rest on your torso. And here's where I'd like to invite you to now close your eyes and just notice the effects. And if you'd like to join me in 3 bumblebee hums again, letting the breath out first. Inhaling, and then on your next exhale, inhale. One more. And just being still now, allowing the quiet to come in or to feel that vibration of the humming. Setting yourself up comfortably in a place of stillness now and quiet. We'll stay here for a few more moments. And I invite you now to notice the sound of your breath. Feeling the breath passing through the nose, the back of the throat, and into your chest. Noticing the movement of your chest with your breath. The movement of your abdomen, your side ribs, and your back ribs with your breath. Noticing the inside of your mouth, the upper and lower hinges of the jaw. Noticing your shoulders, your hands, your hips, your legs, and your feet. Sensing the shape of your body all the way up to the top of your head, the outline, sensing the front shape of your body, the outline, and the back shape of your body. Sensing your whole body resting on the surface, the parts of you that are deeply connected, and the parts of you that are not. The parts of you that are touching, and the parts that are not. And sensing your whole body connected as one whole, complete in this moment, and just as it is, with nothing to change. If you find that your mind is wandering, return to your breath, the steady in and out of your breath. Taking several more moments here in silence. Returning now to bringing your senses online, noticing the sound of my voice, picking up on any sounds in the room, the vibration of sound coming into the ears. Sensing the light coming in through the eyelids, or if your eyes are open, picking up on the light, colors, textures in the room. And sensing the flow of air or the touch of the clothing on your skin, the surface beneath you. And if there are any smells or tastes, And if you feel ready to begin some movement now, fingers, toes, wrists, and ankles, maybe some twisting or knees to chest. And if you feel ready now to emerge, if you were sitting, to meet me in a seated pose, anything that's comfortable, we won't be here for very long. And if you'd like to join me in bringing the hands together, either in front of the heart or on the heart, as a way to close our time together, in just a moment of stillness to set an intention for how you'd like to see your interactions go the rest of the day, maybe activities that you have planned and how those will go, anything that you can envision for the remainder of the day, and envisioning the quality of the interaction and the activity. And releasing the hands and lifting the gaze. Thank you for being here. It's been an honor to serve you in your practice today. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can type in the chat or don't hesitate to find us on social media, as well as you can just pick up the phone or email us. There is more information below on how to reach out to us and also how to donate if you have the means. Your support is much appreciated. From all of us at Comeback Yoga, please take care until next time.